Welcome back to Ask Dr. Clarke, where you can ask a question and have it answered by a Christian psychologist who's been in private practice for 35 years. That's like a long time. That's me. I know some things. I don't know it all, but you learn a lot over 35 years. Again, you can email your question directly to me at davideclarkephd.com. That's Clarke with an E, davideclarkephd.com. And actually, David E. Clarke, that's the website, but that's also important to say. davideclarkephd.com is the website, all my resources, but the email, also very similar, davideclarkephd@gmail.com, and I will answer your question, potentially. Here's today's question. Dr. Clarke, and I love this question, it's by a man, which is also very impressive. Dr. Clarke, my wife and I want to start praying together. Good. What's the best way to start? Okay, I'm going to make this very simple, and it's the easiest way to start, I think. First of all, I'm glad the husband's asking the question. You're leading spiritually, and that's your job, and that's terrific. We see in Ephesians 5:22 through 24, the husband is to be the leader. Now, first, I want you to sit down together and talk about the obstacles to praying together. What will make praying hard for you? What's going to get in the way? If you can identify the obstacles and talk them through, then you can work through them. Couples that don't talk about obstacles, those obstacles remain in the way. And there's obstacles to praying together. It sounds easy to do. It's not easy to do. 95% of Christian couples don't pray together on any kind of a regular basis. So we know it's difficult. Again, the obstacles could be, I don't know how. Nobody ever taught me. My dad didn't teach me. Mom didn't teach. My mom and dad didn't pray together. I have no training. My church hasn't trained me. It could be embarrassment, because it's a very personal area, praying together. Sharing my spiritual life is, in fact, it's just too sensitive. It's too personal to me. That's possible. And of course, Satan. Talk about Satan. Satan will do everything he can to stop you from praying together. It's the last thing he wants you to do. He hates your guts, and he hates your marriage. He knows how important prayer is to your spiritual bond and the health of your marriage. So talk about the obstacles. Be very honest about it and pray over those obstacles. That could be your first prayer as a couple. Now, I want you to pray together at least 3 times a week. Get on some kind of a rhythm. A quiet, private place in your home. No pets, no kids, no phone, no devices, no TV, just the two of you. Now, you're only going to need 5 or 10 minutes. This isn't going to be all-night prayer session. It's going to be 5 or 10 minutes. Could go longer if you get into it. And if you're in a crisis, of course, you'll pray longer, but 5 or 10 minutes is good on a regular basis in the normal course of events. I want you to sit down and I want you to make a list of the things you want to pray for. It's just that simple. You could write them down or simply do it orally, verbally. And we're going to pray for the things that concern you. You're going to pray for your marriage. You're going to pray for your kids. You're going to pray for your family. You're going to pray for health concerns, job issues, our country, what we're going through now, COVID. Look, neighbors that you know and care about, missionaries you're supporting, your church. There's a whole list of things. Then you each kind of divide up the request, and the wife's going to, I'll choose those 2 or 3. The husband says, well, okay, I'll get the rest. So you know what you're going to pray for. And then you hold hands and you each pray out loud one at a time for the items you've selected. That's probably the easiest way to start. And I want you to pray out loud because when you hear your spouse praying, it's sweet, it's special, it's very personal. When I hear Sandy, the blonde, praying to God and I'm holding her hand, man, that is special. And she likes to hear me praying too. It's a big deal. Now, if you'd say, Dave, boy, I'm going to try this, and it could be the wife or the husband, it's going to be hard for me to pray out loud. I'm just going to tell you, it's hard. I'm not that kind of person. I'm very private. That's fine. You can spend 2 weeks, 3 times a week, praying silently. Nothing wrong. You're holding hands. So the silent partner's praying. When you're done, okay, you simply squeeze the hand of your spouse. They know you're done, and then they can pray out loud. But I'm telling you, after a couple of weeks, you're going to get into the rhythm. You're going to start praying out loud. Very simple prayers at first, and then a little more involved. Now, for more information and opportunities to practice your praying together as a couple, I want you to get my book, if you'd like to, The Secret to Becoming Soulmates. There's a whole section in this book, in this devotional, on praying together as a couple. I'll teach you how, and then there's opportunities to practice throughout the book. And help us impact more marriages by subscribing to my YouTube channel and tapping the like button. This is really going to help us grow and grow. It isn't about making money. It's about helping people and saving marriages and building intimacy. And we need that more than ever in these days.